There is a whole plethora of dragon games coming in and around 2022. Of course, dinosaur games took the center stage for most of the time last year with a whole bunch of new games, and dragons kind of fell off a little bit. But today, I'm here to tell you about some games that you should be excited for that are coming this year or in the future. Timestamps are on the screen now. I'm also talking about 2 rumored dragon games as well. So let's just go ahead and get right into the video. The first dragon game is not a dragon game where you play as dragons. This is Handler of Dragons. Now, this is an early access game that you can get right now on Steam and is aiming towards a full release sometime in the future. However, of course, it is available to play now. The game is a RPG game where you play as a warrior who can speak to dragons and to an extent control them. However, you play as a human primarily. The dragons are also in the game because the world is a dragon world. During your adventures in the game, you'll meet various people and creatures. You'll choose whether you want to become friends of the dragons or the enemy, the slayer of the dragon, because I'm sure that you guys watching this video would rather befriend them than kill them. So, I mean, unless you're a savage dragon hater, which, I mean, we're all dragon-loving chads here, aren't we? So, are you going to protect the dragons, or are you going to kill them to obtain their power? Manage relations with your relatives and see how they will help you along your journey. For instance, if your wife can fight on your side if you develop a good relationship with her. As you proceed, you'll be given a chance to improve, learn new skills, magic attacks, and others. You decide. Features in this game include dragons, multiple creature sets including orcs, skeletons, rock giants, trolls, and more, multiple character sets, warriors, sorcerers, wizards, dwarfs, and more, decisions having impacts on the game, variety of maps and levels, humor, and weapon items and other things. The game is currently on PC, however I did see some rough articles that said this game could be coming out on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 in the future, so stay tuned for that. This game is also made by a solo developer, so do bear that in mind. Skyfear is a recurring character on the list of dragon games that I'm covering, one that hasn't actually came out yet. However, this game is going to be a game that is actually slated now to be coming sometime in 2022. This game is kind of similar to Century Age of Ashes, however it is an older game and it has a trump card. It's not owned by a big game studio that has a history of sending game IPs to the grave. Skyfear is aiming to release this year, sometime this year. There's no specific date, but they did say 2022. The game is a combat arena game and will feature 6 to 7 arenas on release. These will be based off of natural prehistoric stages where dragons will meet up to fight each other. These arenas will vary in size, height, terrain, and obstacles, some of which will also be hiding spots for your dragons or clever players to hide in. There are additional arenas which are in the works, and these will be coming in the future, so do bear that in mind. There will probably be some post-launch features. The game is aimed to be a small-scale multiplayer arena game, getting into combat fast, kind of like with Century Age of Ashes, and getting out of it fast, kind of like a snowball fight, and the developers aim to encourage this to be a game that you play with your friends or the community. AI is in the game as well because you can play it in single player. The AI is going to be based off of where the computer doesn't technically control it, however it's got echolocation and sensory reactions in order to track down and react to combat events and judge their own movement. The game will have multiple features in it aside from the combat arena aspect. You'll be able to customize your dragon. There'll be a wide range of abilities, a wide range of perks. There'll be magical features as well, and elements too. So here's its specs. It will cost $14.99. The game, full game, will be around 5 gigabytes. It supports from Windows 7 to 11. Online not required to play, but is required for multiplayer, and will have 1 to 6 players to play the game. Dragon Game Project is a next dragon game on this list. This is a dragon survival role-playing game which has a whole ton of features in it. I actually had a full video covering about this game, however there isn't too much information regarding it, so let's just talk about this game. This is a third-person role-playing game with a whole bunch of modes, including a team mode, sandbox mode, and a whole bunch more. There are a bunch of different creatures in the game. For example, there are dragons, wyverns, lizardmen, and griffins. And what's great about this is that they are all playable characters within the game. The game aims to be a multiplayer and single-player game, so if you do not have friends, you'll be able to play it alone, kind of like how I do. Multiplayer includes Hunters and Thieves game mode, which is like a little team deathmatch kind of game mode, and there's the sandbox game mode, which is standard for pretty much any dinosaur survival game or dragon survival game. As for that, there's no estimated time of arrival for this game yet. According to the developers, they are waiting to bring the game to a playable state before announcing anything. The game will be on PC, Linux, Mac OS, but there'll be no consoles for this game, no mobile devices, and no crossplay. The game will not be free. However, there is no idea on the price just yet regarding this project. Another good thing about the game is that it will include no paid characters, kind of like a sussy dragon game that is not included on this list that does include paid characters, even though it's an alpha and it raised a lot of money. Anyways, this game is an upcoming game, and it's an interesting one for you people who like role-playing games and fun, arty graphics. I've definitely recommend watching the full video talking about this game, which has more information on it. Next up, we have a game that's specifically for wyverns. Yes, you heard it here straight, wyverns. This is Wyvern Simulator, which is a game created by a team of developers which at first wanted to just make a dragon controller, but after the video itself got 72,000 likes, 1 million views, and 13,000 retweets, they decided to make it into a game, and this is the game, Wyvern Simulator. Essentially, in the game, you will hunt to live, you'll fight over other wyverns to dominate the skies, burn villages to the ground and collect treasure, use the treasure to upgrade your looks and powers, but of course, do bear in mind, I'm pretty sure this is only a single player game. However, the more treasure you collect, the more the people from the villages will want to kill you and take away your treasure, so you're gonna have to hoard it and guard it like every single greedy rich dragon that comes from Switzerland. The goal of the developers from this game is to build a fun-to-play simulator game and to achieve a believable single-player experience as a wyvern. The game will initially be on PC and will be a single-player game, and so it will not be a multiplayer game. We have no estimated time of arrival, and we have no estimates on what the price will be just yet. There is, of course, a playable demo, which I definitely recommend you check out. It's pretty neat, and I recommend you join their Discord server to get into that kind of stuff. But other than that, let's get into the next game on this list. Glyde was a game that was on my upcoming Dragon Games list last year, and however, this year we are expecting to see the playable demo of this upcoming fun little Spyro-like dragon game. So, what is Glyde? Witness an epic story as Glyde and Wing set out on an adventure to find out the cause of a mysterious corruption that plagues their world. Travel through unique world hubs, heal the land, collect crystals, save the dragons, and gain more insight into the story. Battle both small and large foes to protect the world with deep, challenging, and fun combat systems, easy to get into, hard to master. Utilize new powerful elemental abilities unlocked throughout the game and create your own unique combos in any order you want. Save the world from undead armies and other corrupted creatures threatening the world. Explore unique and living, beautiful worlds, from green, beautiful forests through the bottom of the ocean, desolate deserts, molten lands taken by fire, to the hovering islands which are covering the world. Different biomes, different stories, different dragons, a whole world for you to explore with a whole lot of challenges. These worlds are inhabited by different dragons which will be helping you along your quest to find and save the world from the corruption and the evil foes that will be plaguing it. You'll be able to collect crystals as well as other hidden collectibles which go towards different armor, bonuses, abilities, and a whole bunch more. Glyde is going to be one hell of an adorable game in my opinion, and their Discord community is very cool as well, so I recommend you go ahead and check it out and get excited for this game. Wishlist it on Steam, play the demo when it's out, and this is a very good game for you all. So, You may be wondering, 8 Dragon games to come out this year, or expected to look forward to in 2022, and yet there's only 6. Well, we have 2 here which are rumours. Now this is interesting because these are both upcoming Xbox based Dragon games that could excite you. Now do remember, these are rumours that were surfaced in mid of 2021, so these could be properly announced this year or take some time. The first one is actually one that technically was announced. This is a rumour which is developed by IO Interactive, and if you are familiar with that group, they're the studio that created the Hitman franchise. This game is a dragon themed fantasy RPG game and is known as Project Dragon. This Dragon game will follow a 10-year plan, meaning there'll be content that spans the next 10 years for this game, much like with Halo Infinite and other games at the moment that follow that same plan. Adding to this, the game will very much play like Destiny, but with dragons and that kind of theme. So it's going to be a very interesting one. Now the next game is more of a rumour and very much a rumour. However, we do know that a second Dragon game is in the works, but we don't know what it is. All we know, a Dragon game's coming. Other sources say that the game is technically a sequel to Dragon Dogma, making it Dragon Dogma 2. However, these sources are not really the most credible. That being said, all that we know, there are 2 Microsoft game studios or Xbox game studios that are working on different Dragon games. That one could be announced this year or in the upcoming years. However, this is definitely an interesting one for you all to note. But let's get into the final Dragon game, shall we? The final Dragon game on the list is potentially the biggest Dragon game of 2022. This is Draconia, and is a game that you can actually play now, and is actually a very hard-working game as well, because the developers are working really hard on making sure that this game comes out soon. So, Draconia is a Dragon game, a role-playing game with elements of role-playing in it, and is made on the Unreal Engine. There are 6 different playable types of dragons that will be in the game when it is fully released. However, there are currently 2 dragons playable and 2 additional creatures playable. There's also a story within this game, but that being said, the story is not in the game currently. The story will be led by the Karsei, which are dragon people or dragon lizards or dragon men or lizard people, however you put it, which, well, will live in the world in villages, have little hunting areas, and a whole bunch like that. Draconia includes a whole host of upcoming features, massive character customization, abilities, character leveling system, optional PvP, group and clan creation system, creation of hoarding items, nesting, questing, dragon games or dragon dens, crafting, and a whole bunch more. This game has some insane customization. It's one of the things that they have put a lot of work into. The world is very beautiful, and there is a whole lot planned for this game, and it's very exciting. They also released their roadmap recently, which I covered in a previous video. I recommend you looking at. This game is going to be one hell of a game, and they've already set their big aims on what they plan on having in the game in the future. And that's everything. That is Draconia. They're also not going to be having any exclusive content, so what you pay for currently is everything that you'll get in the future as well. With future additional content for the game, you don't have to pay an additional dime for. Anyways guys, that is all the Dragon games. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And there we have it, 8 upcoming Dragon games for 2022 and beyond. 2 of them are rumours. One of those rumours is more substantial than the other. However, it will be very nice to see those come to fruition with 2 Xbox exclusive Dragon games in the works. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which one you are most excited for in the comments down below. Obviously, there's another honourable mention, which is Century Age of Ashes, which is fully out now and playable. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.